Dear students, welcome to online class conducted by Rajbari Government College. I am Sarwar Murshid, Assistant Professor English, Rajbari Government College. Today, I will discuss on people or institutions making history, Unit 1, Lesson 2, Nelson Mandela, from apartheid fighter to president. Today I will discuss on this iconic figure of the world, Nelson Mandela. Was a leader who struggled throughout his life against apartheid in South Africa, and he became the first Negro black president of South Africa. Nelson Mandela is a worldly famous iconic figure who devoted his complete life for the welfare of oppressed and downtrodden people of his country. He was the first black president as well as the president of the first non-racial democratic government of South Africa. Throughout the world, Mandela is the first widely expected moral leader for his life-long struggle, selfless sacrifices and noble vision for the nation. As the president of the African National Congress, ANC, African National Congress, he ran the anti-apartheid movement against the white minority rule. After walking a long, miserable, and struggling way, he moved South Africa towards black majority rule, ensuring equality and democracy for all. Mandela, in his journey from boyhood to maturity, had crossed two worlds. One was the traditional cultural world of his own tribe, and the other was the crude, hostile world of the white domination. He could easily build up a career in law, but his instinct motivated him towards the political awareness, and he moved more actively towards politics. Dear students, Nelson Mandela formed the ANC Youth League. In 1950s, Nelson Mandela started the defense campaign against the discriminatory politics of the white authority. Nelson Mandela changed his policy after the Sharpeville massacre in 1960. He went underground to avoid ban on the ANC. When an ANC was banned, he went underground and established the armed wing of ANC in 1961. He formed the armed wing of ANC. Nelson Mandela also left South Africa secretly and traveled around Africa. Nelson Mandela visited England for gaining armed support for a full-planned armed struggle against the apartheid government of South Africa. Mandela get military training in Morocco and Ethiopia. As a consequence, Nelson Mandela was convicted and was sentenced to a 5 years imprisonment. Nelson Mandela faced the Rivonia trial along with his other 10 fellow rebels in 1963 for sabotage against He was claimed that he had been engaged in sabotage against the white authority. At the time of facing death trial, he uttered the following words that have become immortalized, I have fought against white dominion and I have fought against black dominion. He was all against the white dominion. On the other hand, he was all against the black dominion. In 1964, Mandela was sentenced to a lifelong imprisonment along with 7 comrades for the charge of sabotage, treason, and conspiracy against the white apartheid rule. Dear students, Mandela bought a long, miserable, uncertain life at the cost of a peaceful, comfortable private life, only for the sake of common South Africans. He wanted a democratic Africa. As a huge and costly toll of his struggle against injustice, Mandela had to be imprisoned for a total of 27 years, and most of that was spent in the notorious prison on Robber Island. Finally, he was released in 1990, making a history all over the world. After a long and weary walk through his tiresome path of struggle, Mandela reached his goal and brought an end to the apartheid regime in South Africa. In 1993, he jointly won the Nobel Prize with President F.W. de Klerk. Dear students, do you know who was F.W. de Klerk? F.W. de Klerk was the white president who negotiated with Nelson Mandela to establish democracy, to establish the voting rights of the black. As a final touch of his global achievement, in 1994, Nelson Mandela became the first black president of South Africa. We are usually familiar with the age-old concept that fostering freedom is much more tough than achieving it. Mandela accordingly believed that he would not stop his struggle until people would learn to respect others' freedom. So he had a life repeating and enhancing the freedom of others people. Mandela confessed that after reaching a high peak of mountain, he could see many more peaks yet to be reached. The instant achievement was nothing but a chance to take a little pause in the relentless way of struggle. We find a similarity between Nelson Mandela and Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Both Bangabandhu and Nelson Mandela struggled throughout their life for voting rights, for establishing democracy, to minimize the discrimination between the rulers and the ruled. Bangabandhu struggled against Pakistan oppressors. On the other hand, Nelson Mandela struggled against white rulers, the white people who ruled South Africa, though they were minority in number. The majority people of South Africa were black, that is Negro, and they were deprived of their voting rights. They were treated as the slaves. They were treated as the beasts. Nelson Mandela vowed against this injustice and oppression. Mandela was acutely transformed from a peace-loving, loyal, ordinary, demonstrative man into a daring rebel. It is his credit. Finally, Nelson Mandela became successful in achieving his goal. Dear students, now I would like to go through the text. Go through the text to make you clear about Nelson Mandela. December 15, 2013, Johannesburg, Reuters. Reuters, a news agency, you know, Johannesburg, the capital of South Africa. Nelson Mandela guided South Africa from the shackles of apartheid to a multiracial democracy as an icon of peace and reconciliation, who came to embody the struggle for justice around the world. As I said, Nelson Mandela guided South Africa from the shackles of apartheid, from a to a multiracial democracy. South Africa was a country of apartheidism, but Nelson Mandela transformed this apartheidism into a multiracial democracy. Nelson Mandela was an icon of peace and reconciliation. He became a symbol of peace. He became a symbol of reconciliation. Nelson Mandela was able to embody the struggle for justice around the world. His struggle makes the people of the world, the oppressed people of the world, to be conscious of their rights. Imprisoned for nearly 3 decades for his fight against was minority rule, Mandela never lost his resolve to fight for his people's emancipation. Nelson Mandela was imprisoned for nearly 3 decades. 10 years consist a decade. 10 years consist a decade. And Nelson Mandela was imprisoned for nearly 3 decades. I mean 30 years. For what? For his fight against was white minority rule. Mandela never lost his resolve to fight for his people's emancipation. Mandela told that he was all against the white minority who were engaged in apartheidism. On the other hand, he did not want any oppression by the black majority rule. He always wanted to emancipate the people from the shackles of apartheidism. He was determined to bring down apartheid while avoiding a civil war. He was all against the civil war. Nelson Mandela struggled for justice, for democracy, but he was not engaged in a civil war. He avoided civil war. He wanted to establish the democracy through a systematic way, and so he avoided a civil war always. His prestige and charisma helped him win the support of the world. Nelson Mandela was a charismatic leader, and we know Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was a charismatic leader. Here we find a similarity between Nelson Mandela and Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. I hate race discrimination most intensely and in all its manifestation. Nelson Mandela hated race discrimination most intensely. He says, I have fought it all during my life, I will fight it now and will do so until the end of my days. He was firmly resolved to protest against the injustice and oppression, and he is determined that he will fight until the last day of his life. Mandela said in his acceptance speech on becoming South Africa's first black president in 1994, the time for the healing of the wounds has come. The time for the healing of the wounds has come. He is saying that the time for repairing the wounds, has come. The moment to bridge the chasms that divide us has come. The country was divided between the white and the black. Nelson Mandela wanted to make a bridge between two races, the white and the black. And so he's saying the moment to bridge the chasms that divide us has come. We have at last achieved our political emancipation. Nelson Mandela was able to establish political emancipation. In 1993, Mandela was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, an honor he shared with F.W.D. Clark, the white African leader who had freed him from prison 3 years earlier and negotiated the end of apartheid. F.W.D. Clark was the then white African leader who negotiated with Nelson Mandela to establish the democracy, to establish the voting rights of the black people of Africa. Both were selected for the most prestigious prize of the world, that is called Nobel Peace Prize in 1993. Mandela went on to play a prominent role on the world stage as an advocate of human dignity in the face of challenges ranging from political repression to AIDS. Mandela played a vital role on the world stage to establish human dignity in the face of challenges. He was working not only to establish democracy and voting rights of the people, his struggle ranges from political oppression to AIDS. He was working to eradicate AIDS from Africa. He formally left public life in June 2004 before his 86th birthday, telling his adoring countrymen he retired from politics in June 2004 before his 86th birthday, telling his adoring countrymen, don't call me, I will call you. He was forbidding his countrymen to call him. He is saying that I will call you. Why should you call me? But he remained one of the world's most revered public figures, combined celebrity sparkle with an unwavering message of freedom, respect, and human rights. Nelson Mandela is now a reverend person of the world. He is a famous public figure. He became a celebrity, sparkle, with an unwavering message of freedom, respect, and human rights in the world. Nelson Mandela saying that, is at the epicenter of our time. He is at the epicenter of our time, ours in South Africa and yours, wherever you are. Nadine Gordimer, the South African writer and Nobel laureate for literature, once remarked. Nadine Gordimer, who won Nobel Prize in Literature, he was a citizen of South Africa. Nadine Gordimer says, he is at the epicenter of our time. Nelson Mandela is at the epicenter of our time. Ours in South Africa and yours wherever you are. He is the epicenter of the whole world. We can accept him as an example of establishing democracy, as an example to establish voting rights, to negotiate apartheidism. The years Mandela spent behind the bars made him the world's most celebrated political prisoner and a leader of mythic stature for millions of black South Africans and other oppressed people far beyond his country's borders. He became a mythic stature. He himself became a myth because he tried throughout his life to free the millions of black South Africans and other oppressed people far beyond his country's borders. And so he himself became a myth. Charged with capital offences in 1963 Rivonia trial, his statement from the dock was his political testimony. He was charged with capital offences in 1963 in Rivonia trial. You know, Rivonia trial was a farcical trial. It was a farce, and through this trial, he was sentenced to death. Sorry, he was sentenced to be imprisoned. During my lifetime, I have dedicated myself to this struggle of the African people. Nelson Mandela is saying that during his lifetime, he dedicated his life for the African people. I have fought against white domination and I have fought against black domination. As I said before, he was all against white domination, as well as he was all against the black domination. I have cherished the ideal of democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. He told the court that he would like to establish a society. He cherished the dream of a society, dream of a democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. It is an ideal I hope to live for and to achieve, but if needs be, it is an ideal for which I am prepared to die. He cherished an ideal. And through this ideal, he wanted to establish the democracy. She wanted to remove apartheidism. He wanted to establish voting rights. And he's saying that it is an ideal for which I am prepared to die. Friends adored Mandela and fondly called him Madiba. Madiba was his pen name, the clan name by which he was known. People lauded his humanity, kindness, and dignity. People all over the world lauded his humanity, kindness, and dignity. Dear students, Nelson Mandela, like our national leader, the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, struggled throughout, throughout his life for establishing democracy. Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman struggled throughout his life, and Bangabandhu lauded his humanity, kindness, and dignity like Nelson Mandela. Thank you, dear students. See you again in my in my next class, and thank you very much.